Hi, my name is Jake Teeney, and today I will be reading you my short story, A Kiss from the Moon. If you like what you hear, you can find more of my work at www.jaketeeney.com. A Kiss from the Moon. Rose woke early on her 20th birthday, October 6th, 1944. Through her frosty bedroom window treaded a pale autumn dawn, and she knew sleep wouldn't return. So on the morning of her birthday she put on stockings, a long blue skirt, a gray sweater and coat, and walked, hands beneath her arms, to Charlie's house. They were close friends once, the kind that knew which vegetables the other would avoid at dinner. But for a year now they hadn't spent time together, not since Charlie's brother had died in the war. Their whole town had felt the loss, felt it and strengthened as a community. But for Charlie, no. It was just lamplight and still floorboards for him. Neither his parents nor Rose able to change that. A short walk and Rose was clinking pebbles against Charlie's upstairs window. He looked down, startled, and 44 heartbeats later he cracked open the front door. Rose? He was confused but well awake. How are you, Charlie? He wore brown trousers and a white undershirt stained with writing ink. What are you doing here, Rose? I thought maybe you'd care for a walk. A walk? Just down by the creek. Before dawn? Around dawn. Why? Why, because we haven't had one in a while. Why today? Why now? Rose pressed her hands deeper into her pockets. I'm not sure. So you just woke up and wanted to walk. Well, I woke up and wanted another blanket, then later, yes, I thought of you. And what about Robert? He won't mind. Does he know? How could he? He's surely sleeping. And it's just a walk. Down by the creek. Down by the creek. With me. With you. He frowned, his eyes always sorrowful. Let me get my coat. The path by the creek was too muddy, so they walked through Davidson's recently harvested wheat field. A light fog ghosted over the stubble of golden stalks, a crunch with every step. You probably think I'm crazy, said Rose, coming over here to your house like this. Charlie shrugged. I mean, gosh, it's been a while, hasn't it? I haven't made it easy, he said. To be honest, I wasn't sure if you'd even open the door. He shrugged again. Even ink smears. For a moment, their footsteps crunched in unison. Robert plans to take me to the city after we're knotted, you know. I know, he said. You did? I overheard my mother on the phone. Oh. She pulled her jacket tighter. Sometimes I can't believe it's finally happening. Charlie stooped to pick up a lone stalk of wheat. Patience rewards with right decisions. Then this must be the rightest decision in the world, she grinned. He said nothing, just whirred the wheat between his fingers. You got any plans, Charlie? You thinking about moving or anything? He shrugged. Leaves need raking at some point. I mean, you always did well in school. Dozens of places could use you in the city. There's too many clocks in the city. Too many clocks? So many second hands ticking, it drives me crazy. Rose smiled. You've always had a funny way of talking, Charlie. A smile tilted his own lips. Maybe you just have a funny way of listening. Are you saying my ears are big? I think you have fine ears. And my earrings? Not as nice as your ears, but they compliment well. She didn't know why, but those words made her blush. You want to try the stream again? Asked Charlie, pitching the stalk of wheat. It might be drier this far down. The dirt path along the stream was dry enough here to stroll. The air was still nippy, their noses still chilled. Sloshing water burbled beside them. Maple leaves freckled the ground yellow and orange. Why don't you come out this Saturday? Said Rose. We're all going, me and Robert, Doris and James. Thanks, but Lucy'll be there. You know Lucy, right? Yeah, but come on, Charlie. When's the last time you went to the Grand? He shrugged. I'd be no fun. What else do you do? Stay home? Alone? I won't be alone, he said. I'll have the moon. She snorted. The moon? You'd rather spend your evening with the moon than Lucy. He kicked at a leaf. Probably. And what about me? Is the moon better than me too? He made a crooked grin at the ground. Your cheeks eclipse the moon. She stepped in front of him, blocking his path. "Then why won't you come, Charlie? For me?" "I don't know. I don't want to." He stepped around her, and she hurried in front of him again. "No, really, how come you won't go? Why not this once? For me?" A tiny amber leaf floated down and into Rose's hair. Charlie hesitated, then reached up, his fingers grazing her ear as he lifted it out. "Please?" she said. Charlie adjusted his weight and turned to face the stream. "My brother, he used to be terrified of water, never went swimming or anything." Rose's chest stilled. "One day our parents took us to the lake, and my father, he was always trying to get him to swim, took this silver ring my brother had found and threw it into the water. I was 10 or so, him 12. Charlie twirled the wet leaf absently in his fingers. "But my brother wouldn't go after it, just got real mad, stompin' and spittin' mad." A distant smile touched Charlie's lips. "So of course I went out there for him. I even found it, glimmering at the bottom of the lake. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't swim deep enough. My lungs would start burning, my throat would start bobbing, and I'd get afraid. I'd come up for air thinking, next time, just a couple more seconds, just a couple more." Charlie stroked the veins of that small leaf. "But I couldn't. I couldn't hold my breath long enough for him." "Charlie, you shouldn't—" "But I can hold my breath now," he said, looking up. I can keep holding it now." Rose's heart felt like it had its own metal band ringed around it. "You'll have fun at the Grand," said Charlie, releasing the speckled leaf. "You don't need me." His brown eyes met her, and she realized then that their faces were very close. Her neck was very warm. Her breath was very quiet. A bird fluttered from a branch high above, and she reached up to kiss him, but he stepped aside and walked past her. It was silent for a long time after that, just the shushing creek, a lone sparrow, their uncertain footsteps. The October morning stayed gray as they walked to the field behind the old red brick church. Nearby, a single tree, resilient with leaves, interrupted the expanse of brown grass. "You know," said Rose, speaking for the first time since the creek, "it's my birthday today." "I know," he said. "Then why didn't you say something?" "What should I have said?" "How about happy birthday?" Charlie shrugged. The tree was close enough to hear the breeze shift its limb. "There's a party tonight, at my Aunt Connie's. You should stop by, maybe." "I probably shouldn't," he said. "Well, what if—" "It's best if I don't." Rose clenched her fists. "I don't understand why you can't just come out for one night, Charlie. Just one. It's not fair you stay in that room all day. Not fair." The wind gusted loose a few leaves, and both let the air speak for them. They still walked side by side, but after too much silence, Rose's pride crumbled. I'm sorry, Charlie, that wasn't right." Charlie said nothing for one whole minute before he dug into his pocket. I got you a present." He pulled out a folded piece of paper no bigger than his palm. "You can't read it till you're in the city, though." "What?" "Promise me," said Charlie, looking at her squarely. "Promise me, not until you're in the city." "I would never make such a stupid promise." He held it in his fist, but too many seconds watching her pout unfurled his fingers. "At least don't read it in front—" But she was already unfolding it. Charlie just stood there, reciting those 4 lines in his head until she finally looked up. "Why would you write this?" she asked, her eyes wet, her teeth clamped. It's stupid, I know, all this time, and you give it to me now?" He cleared his throat. "It's all true." "I know," she said. More golden orange leaves whirled from the tree behind them. "Some things, though, some things you just can't change." "I know," she said. "You'll have fun at your aunt's." He circled his eyes to hide the tears. "You'll have fun this Saturday. "I know," she said. "I can swim deeper." "I know," she said, "but I can't." Then she dropped the poem, reached up, and kissed him. Thank you.